This is Miguel. Miguel just had a big idea. Voting. It's a big idea because it's a broad concept. There are many things Miguel is thinking about when he thinks of the word voting. So Miguel is going to start by asking the basic questions. For example, what is voting? When does it happen? Where does it take place? But this is only the beginning. Miguel really needs to dig a lot deeper in his questions. So now Miguel is going to personalize his questions. He's going to focus the questions more around him. In other words, he's going to turn his questions into essential questions. He's going to think about, how does it affect my life? Why is voting important for me in November? And he can use the help of his friends to think about more questions. What can I do to make sure my friends vote? How will the candidate I am voting for make a difference? How will this election affect my community? Miguel now starts to brainstorm. He's going to talk with his friends and interview people on how they feel about voting to build more essential questions. You can see that he has lots of questions now. And you can see that Miguel starts to get a little frustrated because there are many questions and lots of possibilities. So his next step is going to be refining his questions. He's going to get more specific on what he wants to focus on. He takes those questions and focuses on 3, then 2, and then 1. And he is now going to make sure his essential question is something active so that he can now take some action. Do something that can help make a difference. His essential question becomes a challenge. So Miguel decides to focus on how he can improve voting turnout in his neighborhood among 18 to 20-year-olds. This now becomes Miguel's challenge. He can now give himself the task of doing 3 things that will improve voting turnout in his neighborhood. So Miguel will go back to the drawing board and think about his challenge. He's going to research more on what he can do. He doesn't want to overwhelm himself, so he's going to come up with very attainable solutions. He thinks about what he has access to in his neighborhood, and what are things 18 to 20-year-olds do for fun. He immediately thinks about the coffee shop they like to go to, so he decides to start there. He knows he can make something happen by going to the 18 to 20-year-olds rather than having them go to him. So he's going in with a plan. He has decided that he is going to 1. Work with the coffee shop owner to host a night to watch the debates and talk about them. 2. Hold a debate where him and his friends can argue both sides of the issues. 3. Organize rides the day of election so that everyone gets out and votes. These are very attainable solutions that Miguel can do. This is challenge-based learning. Starting with the big idea like voting, building essential questions around the big idea to help you create a challenge. Something that is meaningful and has real solutions. That is how Miguel met his challenge. How will you?
My capstone is on human trafficking.
My capstone is based on doing short-term trading with stocks.
I'm organizing an adoption event for the Kennebec Valley Humane Society called Dog Speed Dating to hopefully increase adoption and awareness of the shelter animals.
We created the Distracted Driving Awareness Program, and we're implementing it into the state as a resource available for everyone to access for information.
Capstone is a senior project where students pick a topic of their choice, and it gives you the flexibility to choose what you're interested in, and you come up with an essential question and fieldwork, which is like doing actual activities for capstone rather than research to enhance your essential question, which is like a thesis question. And this is a required class by Halldale, and it's very helpful in learning 21st century skills.
It's our final project before we graduate.
Go out with a bang.
I see it as an opportunity to pursue something I have an interest in, but I'm not really sure if I'm passionate about it.
Capstone for me is something where I can enjoy thinking outside of the box and doing something that I'm interested in and that's not taught at school.
I think it's an excellent opportunity for us to actually take a step into almost a college class.
Our capstone has evolved so much over the past few months. It originally started as, let's do an experiment in the parking lot and show kids that texting and driving is bad.
With a golf cart and like 6 street cones.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to do.
That was the start. And then it became a program endorsed by a senator, a state senator. It's been crazy. Capstone kind of forces you to broaden your horizons.
One of the questions Senora asked me once was, how do you manage your time? And I don't need to manage my time. I'm so interested in it that I do it daily.
I'm having so much fun. I love it. I think it's a blast.
My goal for capstone is to get capped.
I always try and plan out what I'm going to do during the week. Like I have a white day, so I'll get this much done on my capstone, or I want to finish my paper, my first draft before this certain date. And I have meetings with my expert mentor, like just mapping everything out.
You definitely have to be self-motivated, and you have to be determined to do what you're going to do and get everything done on time.
I think the person who is self-motivated and driven,
Someone who really takes opportunities given to them, not necessarily academic opportunities, but any life opportunities. If they are able to take advantage of them and they're passionate and they don't even have to know what they want to go into, but if they just take advantage of an interest and just run with it, and someone who's willing to, someone who works hard for what they love, they're going to be successful.
Has a lot of self-motivation. I think that's what Capstone is about, is just being able to do things on your own.
they will succeed the most. And your expert mentor gives you that guidance and that self-assurance that you're on the right track. And they're also a great resource to learn from, just from talking or emailing. Then it's like, you have an expert in the field.
Senator Bill Diamond has been, a tremendous help in the whole program, in our capstone. He's been full of information. It's gotten us connected with the right people, and that was a big thing.
Takes all the things that you've learned in other classes and makes you put them to use at one time, like time management and writing with the 10-page paper, and then all your presentation skills that you've ever done in the class you need to use during the 30-minute presentations.
It would not be where it is right now if I didn't work with Zach, or if Zach didn't work with me. Like, we both made it what it is.
So if you put in a lot, I think you'll get a lot more out of it.
I think when we tell people we're doing a project on distracted driving for school, they think of us as like, okay, you're high school students, and then we're like, well, here's our website, and we're working with Senator Diamond, and we just mailed stuff to another state to help out a judge, and they're like, okay, all right.
It's really what you make of it.
The Highway Safety Administration Board has heard about our program and is interested in it.
I want to be able to get more than just the basic knowledge, but a step above at least, so then I know what to expect later on when I want to pursue this.
It all started at Capstone, yeah. It all started with the idea of Capstone. Last year we watched other people's Capstones. Hey, we could do something kind of like that. We could do...
It's gonna feel good.